Anyway, no matter how much I look at you, you give me the impression that you're just as weak as you are skinny. There's no way I'm going to let someone like that marry my daughter. Get out of my house right now.
My name is Misuzu. I'm 26 years old, and I've recently gotten engaged to Kentaro, who is 10 years older than I am. Kentaro is a very smart and thoughtful man, and I respect him for his outlook on life. The only thing is that he's slim, and he looks exactly like how you expect a studious person to look. You might be wondering why that might be a problem when we're so in love. Well, it's actually pretty important. Today is the day that Kentaro and I visit my parents to let them know about our engagement and get their blessing, but to be honest, and you might think I'm being silly, but the way Kentaro looks is actually a source of stress for me. The reason being...
Huh? What do you mean? Your dad's strict about the way people look?
The way people look, and I guess the interior too. He used to work in construction, and he's a really muscular man, even now. It's become his catchphrase to say that a man with no muscles is no man at all. That's the problem.
Wow, so he's really passionate about traditional ideals of masculinity, huh?
Passionate's not going to cut it. He's absolutely crazy. He's always caused my mom and I all sorts of trouble, ever since I was a child. 15 years ago.
Hey, I'm home.
Honey, did you have another fight?
Yeah, another cheeky brat started working with us today, so I had to.
We're going to have to pay for the medical bills and pay compensation again. We can't afford this anymore. You've got to stop this.
Listen to me, I'm a man. If a kid doesn't show me respect, I've got to teach them a lesson. You wouldn't understand since you're just a woman, so shut up.
I don't think that they're being disrespectful, honey. Please, stop hurting people for no good reason. It's not right. I'm sure that you can find other ways, like talking to them about the way they speak to you. Please.
I didn't ask for your opinion, woman. Silence!
Please, I can't take this anymore. You've got to stop this behavior. Please.
I don't care what you can or can't take. It's their own fault for disrespecting me, even though they're so weak. If you're gonna talk back to me, then I'll have to teach you a lesson as well.
Then I wish you would just go ahead and beat me as much as you want. That way I can call the police and finally be free of you. You'll never hurt me again.
Do you really think the police will take you seriously when they realize that it's just a fight between a husband and his wife? It's your job as my wife to take care of me when I retire, so deal with it.
No, I'm leaving you.
Oh, really?
Misuzu! Ow, no!
So you don't care what happens to your daughter, do you, huh?
Please, stop! Don't hurt her!
Then you better think carefully before you speak. You've got a choice to save your daughter or yourself. Well?
You're a monster! Mom!
Make dinner when you've calmed down, but don't make me wait forever, I'm hungry.
I'm sorry, Mom. Misuzu, it's not your fault. You're okay now. Because of my dad's violent behavior, we were always short on money. We didn't have any savings and couldn't afford to hire a lawyer. My mom wanted to get a divorce, but we couldn't take my dad to court, and there's no telling what he would do if we tried. He uses force and violence to deal with everything and get his own way.
I can see why you're so nervous about seeing him again.
Yeah, and that's why if he starts saying that he doesn't like you and tries to hurt you or do anything to you, I want you to leave me there and run away. And if you don't want to marry me after meeting him, then I'll understand. I'll accept it.
Misuzu, no matter what happens, I'm not leaving you anywhere. I won't run away. I'm gonna stay by your side.
Kentaro.
By the way, does your dad know what I do for a living? Have you told him yet?
No, not yet. I'm sorry. I thought about it, but...
No, I think you made the right choice. I think it's best that we don't tell him just yet. It's okay, Misuzu. You're not alone anymore. We'll get through this together.
Kentaro, thank you so much. But I really do want you to be careful. He's dangerous.
Leave him to me. Good morning.
Welcome to our home. I've heard a lot about you from Misuzu.
What? Oh, you have?
Oh, yes, like how intelligent you are, and how she sometimes doesn't even understand what you're talking about.
Really? Is that true?
Mom, you're embarrassing me. You should tell him about the way I'm always praising him first. I'm just playing with you, sweetheart. I've heard plenty of good things about you, Kentaro, but I'm glad that you seem just as kind as she always says you are.
Thank you very much. This is kind of embarrassing.
It's not enough being kind. That's just another word for being soft. As a man yourself, you should understand that, right, Kentaro?
You must be Misuzu's father. It's great to finally meet you. My name is Kentaro.
Don't act so familiar with me. You should show more respect to your elders, kid.
They're already engaged, honey. Please don't be so stubborn with him.
Listen to me carefully, Kentaro. I'm sure you've heard a lot about me from Misuzu, but if you want to be the man of the house, you gotta be strong. That's the only way you can protect your family. Do you understand? Can you really protect Misuzu?
I intend to. I'll do whatever it takes to protect and support your daughter, sir.
Kentaro!
Then take a seat, kid. If you believe that you could protect my daughter, then you must have a few stories to tell me about your strength to prove your worth.
Stories? I don't understand.
A man without a few heroic feats up his sleeve is like a woman walking through a haunted mansion, jumping at every noise and scared of her own shadow.
The example doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I think that he wants to say that they're both like newborn deer. Not very sure in their step, I guess.
Kentaro, you really are very smart.
Don't interrupt our conversation. I want to hear what he has to say. Go on, tell me. Prove your feats to me, Kentaro.
You said heroic feats, but,
You don't have anything? You want a fist fight with someone? You beat up a man that was rude to you?
I don't want to brag about beating up someone or winning a fist fight. The only thing I can be proud of is my grades in school.
Yeah, you're a pathetic excuse for a man. Let me tell you a few stories of my own. Back when I was in high school, I was part of the baseball team. I always had a strong build and I was the cleanup hitter.
I was on the baseball team too. I was the third baseman.
Third baseman? Oh my, you must have been perfect for it. He even went to nationals, right?
Yeah, but we lost in the first round.
He's smart and athletic. Your dad didn't go to nationals. His team didn't even win the local competition, you know?
Oh, be quiet. You don't have to hear about that. I wasn't gonna talk about how successful I was in the baseball team anyway. If you let me finish, I wanted to talk about how the strongest delinquent in school picked a fight with me.
Someone picked a fight with you?
That's right, he did. And what do you think I did then?
Did you stand up to him?
I did. We faced each other in pouring rain. I knocked him unconscious with just one punch. After that, everyone in the school acknowledged me as the strongest and they respected me.
There weren't any other schools in the area, so the delinquent wasn't exactly well known for being strong. It wasn't as big a deal as he likes to make it out to be.
Shut up! You should be in the kitchen preparing lunch. Get out of here!
If you say so.
Don't you have any stories like that, kid?
You won against a delinquent. I don't have any stories like that after all.
What a coward.
But when I was in high school, I had a classmate who was the leader of a biker gang and we got along pretty well.
What?
How did you become friends with him?
Yeah, I showed him how to take notes in class and helped him with stuff he didn't understand. He even took me on a bike ride to Lake Biwa as a way of showing his gratitude. It was pretty amazing.
That sounds wonderful. There's plenty of ways to become friends with people without resorting to violence.
Yeah, if you use violence, you're just dominating them. It's more important to get to know the other person and try to understand them.
Kentaro, you really are a lovely young man. I feel like I might just fall in love with you. Mom, you're embarrassing me.
You're talking about feelings and compromising? Ridiculous! That's not manly at all! That's the kind of thing only women do. Don't you have anything else? You don't, do ya?
I don't have any heroic feats, no.
Well, I have many more, because I'm strong and masculine unlike you. I'll tell you about...
My dad kept going on at Kentaro about his past exploits for over an hour and didn't stop to let us speak. He spoke for so long that we all started getting bored of his bragging and began to feel tired. But he soon started to run out of stories to tell.
Okay, how's that? I don't know, yeah, don't you think I'm pretty manly after hearing everything I've done? I led all my weak classmates and showed everyone who was the boss.
Is that something to be proud of? From what I've heard, it sounds like you were just bossing around other people who are weaker than yourself.
What did you say?
I mean, haven't you ever stood up to a person who was stronger than you, like a bully or a bad person?
Of course I have. I've beaten up seniors that were getting carried away and causing trouble for the team.
But you used violence to deal with them too, right? In the end, all you've been doing is just telling me that you're the bully in every situation. You've been bullying everyone weaker than yourself.
Come to think of it, you're right. He's only ever acted strong and manly towards those that can't fight back.
It's a strong man's duty to lead those who are weaker than him. I've won plenty against people stronger than myself. I just haven't told you those stories yet, because if I did, I would just have to make you feel like a very pathetic man, wouldn't I?
I highly doubt it.
Anyway, no matter how much I look at you, you give me the impression that you're just as weak as you are skinny. There's no way I'm gonna let someone like that marry my daughter. Get out of my house right now!
I'm not going anywhere. No matter how physically strong you may be, there are some things that you can't protect, and there are some things that you can. I believe it's wrong to judge a person by the way they look or the way they...
I'm telling you, I'm not giving you permission to marry my daughter when you're so skinny and weak!
Dad, what are you doing? Wait right there. I'll bring a towel.
Oh no, you don't have to.
What?
Huh?
Is something the matter?
Yes, you're much more muscular than you look. But how? Kentaro's always had a really good build, haven't you? He's slim but toned.
Yeah, I don't think skinny and weak are the right words to describe me.
Don't make me laugh. You can't call those muscles. They're barely even there.
Really? No, judging by the way he doesn't even have to flex to show that he's got muscles, I think he might be stronger than your father. Why didn't you tell us that sooner? But because Dad looks so much bigger, and he's got broader shoulders. I don't know anything about muscles.
I hate to brag, but I think, no, I'm pretty confident that I have more muscles than you do, sir.
What? How dare you speak to me like that?
I've been observing you for a while, and it seems like the only reason you look so big is because you have a layer of fat over your muscles.
Are you serious? I'm not gonna let you keep on talking to me like that. You'll pay for this!
I've been prepared for this ever since we arrived. If you want, we can make a contest out of it.
Huh? A contest?
Yeah, we can compare our strength through arm wrestling, push-ups, planking, and find out who has the stronger body. If I lose any one of those tests, I'll give up on marrying your daughter and never bother her again.
What? Are you really sure about that? You should think about this. He may have gotten a little old, but he's still got a lot of strength left in him.
Don't worry about me. Sir, will you accept my challenge?
I like you, kid. I accept your challenge.
Just like that, Kentaro and my father began a battle to see who had the better muscles. They started with an arm wrestling contest. You both gotta relax. It's cheating if you start before I give the sign.
Don't accuse us of something petty like that, right, Kentaro?
You say that, but you're already cheating, sir. I guess I don't have any choice but to put my strength into my arm, too.
Do your best, Kentaro.
I've never lost an arm wrestling contest in my life. It's only fair that I give you a 3-second head start to try and take me down at half my strength.
All right, ready, set, go! Kentaro's the winner! Kentaro, you're so strong!
Nah, I only won because your dad gave me the advantage. Thank you very much, sir.
You piece of crap! How dare you! I'm not giving you any handicap for the next round, okay? I'm gonna win the push-ups and rub your face in the dirt!
However, due to the pain from having his arm slammed to the table by Kentaro, my dad could only manage to do 15 push-ups. So the contest was brought into the final round, where they would do a test of endurance by planking.
Maybe I should do 30 more push-ups just to demonstrate how much strength I have.
No, you've got an endurance test next. You should save your strength. My dad is still doing core training every single day. He's absolutely immovable.
Everything else up until now has just been a small taste of my real strength. I used my head and I decided to save my strength for this final test. I won't lose, and I'll have you keep your promise.
Is that so? Well then, I'll just have to give it everything I've got. If I win this endurance test, you'll give your blessing for me to marry Misuzu. Isn't that right?
Ready, steady, start!
Alright.
Hang in there, Kentaro!
What a surprise! When I saw your muscles, I wondered if you were really strong, but I'll have to admit you're much stronger than I imagined you would be.
Thank you very much.
Let me tell you something. I lost the first 2 contests on purpose. I did it so you would let your guard down, and because I bet that I would never lose this test. If I do this at full strength, nobody can beat me.
Is that so?
I can't believe you played dirty, Dad. I bet that's how you won all of your past fights, too.
What's so bad about that? What's important is that I win. In this world, the victors are righteous.
You're wrong, Dad. If you can't win a contest fair and square, then you're the weakest person in the room. That's how you've held your power over the both of us, using violence. All I can do is bully people weaker than yourself.
Say whatever you like. I don't have any obligation to listen to weak people and what they have to say. How are you doing? Can you feel the burn yet, kid?
Yeah, I guess so.
Kentaro!
I can still keep on going.
Kentaro, you've done your best. Even if you can't win against this cheater, you can still get married. You don't need a blessing from him. You can both forget about me.
But I can't leave you here with Dad. You deserve better, Mom.
Damn it!
Ken!
Sir, how much longer do you think you can last?
I think I can still go about 5 minutes, no problem. My muscles are already telling me that they won't lose to you.
Oh, no, not the planking, I just meant your bragging.
What?
The reason why I said I'm feeling the burn is because I can feel my blood boiling at every word you say. Did you really think that I was having a tough time with this endurance test? I can still continue for like 10 more minutes in this position.
What?
Kentaro!
10 more minutes?
Kentaro is the winner!
Kentaro, you won! Thank you so much. I love you.
I love you too, Misuzu.
There's nothing to stop you from marrying now.
I feel so much better now I've seen Dad lose and get just his desserts.
I know, he's always been so arrogant, but now he's just embarrassed himself.
You're right. How lame.
He can't use his strength as a reason for me to be scared of him anymore.
You don't have to stay with him anymore, you're free. I can't believe you trip over nothing at all. I'm surprised you actually made it this far with those muscles. I'm starting to wonder if all those stories about your strength were true, or if they were all just lies. Ma'am, it's probably best that you get a divorce and leave him for good.
I'd love to, but I don't have the money to hire a lawyer to find a new place to live.
You don't have to worry about money, I'm actually a lawyer.
What?
I'm sorry. I didn't tell you because I only found out recently.
Why didn't you know up until recently?
Because I wasn't interested in his work or his salary. I only cared about his character. But when we got engaged, I thought it was best that I should know what he was doing for work. I was really surprised when he told me he was a lawyer.
Under the circumstances, I think that you would win the court case against him no matter how inexperienced a lawyer you hire.
That means...
It means you don't have to walk on eggshells around him anymore. We're free!
Kentaro, would you please take our case and help free us from my husband?
Leave it to me.
It won't be that simple. You're my wife. You're supposed to care for me after I retire. I'll hire the best lawyer there is and crush you in court, kid.
You won't get away with what you've done, sir. You've committed a crime. Your wife will get her divorce, and you'll be thrown into prison.
What?
I know that you've been hitting your wife with that Japanese sake bottle. I'm gonna fight for Misuzu and her mother in court, and have you sent to the toughest prison in the country. You'll learn just how physically weak you are when you spend some time behind the bars. I'm sure that there are plenty of prisoners that eat proud and arrogant men like you for breakfast.
I don't believe you. I'm not gonna lose in court. I'm stronger than all of you. I'll show you. Ow!
It looks like your shoulders are completely out of service.
Damn it, stop that! Stop it!
I've suffered much more than this whenever you've beaten me. This is nothing in comparison. But I'll stop since I don't want to stoop to your level.
Damn it! Damn it!
After that, my mother hired Kentaro to be her lawyer, and the divorce proceedings began in court. My father hired a top-class lawyer, but because of all of the evidence proving that he was at fault, the case was over in no time and my mother got her divorce. On top of that, he was found guilty of domestic violence towards my mother and I, and he was condemned to serve a prison sentence.
God damn it, I can't believe I actually lost the case. I paid a fortune to that lawyer, but he was useless. But no matter what, I'll become the boss of the prisoners here and get my revenge on those three when I leave.
Who did you say you were gonna lead?
In the end, I hear that my father suffered a lot during his time in prison. Once his 1 year in prison was up, I got a report from the prison saying that he lost a lot of weight and was a ghost of the person he used to be, but I could only say that he had gotten what he deserved. By the time he had gotten out of prison, his pride had been shattered, and it seems that he's living a lonely, pathetic life all by himself in an old apartment. But we couldn't care any less. As for me, I've been living happily with my mother and my new husband, Kentaro, in our new home.
You know, I'm actually thinking about finding a job and looking for an apartment of my own.
What? Why? You can stay here with us.
Misuzu's right. You really don't have to force yourself.
No, that's not what I mean. I want to try living by myself. Up until now, I've never been able to enjoy my own hobbies or anything because I was always trying not to upset that man. But now I can do anything. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Really? That sounds wonderful. If that's the case, I'll help you find a job.
I can help you practice for the interviews, or let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Thank you both so much.
My mother and my husband and I have started a brand new chapter of our lives. It's only up from here.